much for spending part of your day with me. So this video is going to start off just a little bit differently today because today is a really fun day. It's a collab day and I'm super excited because it is my very first collab with some awesome young ladies. These ladies are so amazing, so make sure you head over to their channels after you watch this video and see what they have come up with. It is a Boho home decor challenge and the participants are Fanny from Creations by Favi, Eileen from the Harts, and Maria from Crafting with Maria. I had so much fun on this collab with these ladies. They are super fun, so beautiful inside and out, and just a pleasure to work with all around. So make sure you go ahead and check out those videos. The link to their channels will be in the description box below. If you're coming from any of these lovely ladies' channels, welcome. My name is Amber Michawn and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. All right, so this has been super challenging. Maybe not super challenging, I'm probably over exaggerating, but it was just a tiny bit of a challenge because I'm used to certain hues and colors. I really wanted to push myself outside of the box, but really stay into the style that I want for my home and other things that I really do like. So I really hope you enjoy this. It was a lot of fun to do. I have more than I normally do. I usually only do like 2 DIYs, maybe 3. Today I have 4. All right, dolls, let's get started. For the first trash to treasure DIY, I'm using these wine bottles that I have too many of, and Waverly chalk paints, colors of crystal. I just got this, and agave. I absolutely love agave color. What I'm going to do is tape off the bottleneck of one of the bottles and then just the lip of the other bottle. So then I'm just going to apply the paint to each of the bottles, and I believe I did 2 coats of the agave and 3 coats of the crystal color. I absolutely love this agave color. It's so pretty and so bright. The crystal color, it goes on kind of light. It almost looks like white, like a bluish white, but when it dries after that 3rd coat, it looks just absolutely gorgeous. I let both of the bottles dry overnight. Then I took my X-OXO knife and scraped down some of the paint on this bottle because the line wasn't straight. Now I'm trying to figure out and choose which adhesive stickers I want to put on these bottles. I have some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree and also some adhesive stickers that I got from Hobby Lobby that were on sale for like 60 cents. And then Dollar Tree has these new jewel border stickers. Not that that will be really pretty, so I decided to go ahead and paint that. This color is Ballet Slipper from Waverly, and all I did was just take, not a generous amount, but just over a light painting, because I didn't want it to kind of clunk up in the creases or the spaces where the jewels don't touch. So what I did is I put that aside, let that dry. At first I wasn't sure if I wanted all 4 of them, but I ended up using 4 of them. But I put it aside to dry for the other bottle. For the agave colored bottle, I went ahead and wrapped some twine around the bottleneck. Although I did try to scrape down the paint to make it a straighter line, I wasn't really feeling it, so I decided to go ahead and wrap the top in twine. Just use a little bit of hot glue at a time and go all the way up to the top right under the lip of the bottle. Then I am going to put these rub-on transfers on. I'm just using like the leaf and what are these called? Like grass, like, you know, those grassy picks people have in their side of the mouth, like in them old movies. So that's what it reminds me of. Like that's right, wheat. Yep, wheat. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out and put that on the bottle in the way that I want it to look. To apply these and make sure that they stick, you can use your finger or any tool that you have. I decided to go ahead and use a ruler just to make my life a lot simpler and just kind of scratch it on there like kind of like a scratch off. That's what you're doing. Then you're going to peel it back. If there's any pieces that you see that are on that slip, just put it back and then scrape it on again and just, carefully, slowly peel it back, and it should adhere nicely. This is what it looks like after I added some other details that were on that sheet, and I really, really love it. Because this wine bottle is actually going on a ledge in my house where it's kind of 360, you can see all sides of the bottle. I decided to go ahead and personalize this, put our last name and establish, so it says green, established 2015, and I did the same exact thing, procedure. I did the same exact process for the first part. It was pretty easy. Now that my jewel stickers are dry, I'm going to go ahead and apply them to the second bottle. It was a tiny bit longer than the circumference of the bottle, so I just had to cut one piece off. It wasn't too difficult. And then just pushed it down so it can look like it was in line. And then I just added 3 more rows to it, and I think that it's so cute. I really, really love these. I went ahead and dressed one up with some greenery. Just put that pick inside of the bottle, and the other one is just bare because I think it just looks really gorgeous as is with nothing inside. But I absolutely love these wine bottles. I mean, trash to treasure, no kidding, right? For the next DIY, it's another trash to treasure one, and it's a cereal box and some leftover plastic Easter eggs that I have lying around. I went ahead and took my ruler. I just got this ruler in, and I took this to measure out where I wanted to cut down my box, and then I cut it with a box cutter. You could do these with scissors, but I just wanted a really straight, crisp line. I got some crisp lines, straight not so much, but it's okay. I just kind of cut it down a little bit with my scissors and just let it be what it was gonna be. So I got this designer paper. This one is titled Wild and Free. You get 50 sheets. I got this from Walmart, and it was $5.99, and that is such a good price for 50 sheets if you ask me. Just has so many good designs, so many cute designs. So I'm going with this kind of tribal, not argyle, but almost argyle print, but I really, really like it, and I think it goes well with my wine bottles. I go ahead and trace out the size of the box, so that way I can have two papers to put on each side, and I just measure it out with the other paper, the first paper that I cut out. You could very well just do what I didn't do, which I'm thinking about I should have. Instead of cutting it out like this, just trace the entire box, or, you know, shape the entire box, like wrap it around kind of like a present, and then do it that way. But I wasn't thinking. I thought this was the easiest way. I mean, it wasn't too difficult. But then all I did was use some Mod Podge and go ahead and put that on the face of the box as well as my paper. As you can see, I couldn't tell which side I wanted it to go down and look, but I figured it out at the end of the day. This DIY actually I thought was kind of a fail because it just took a lot out of me. Like, it really gave me a little bit of a hard time to be able to adhere the paper to it and cover it and make it look like the planter that I wanted it to look like. In the end, I mean, it came out as I kind of imagined, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Once I have both faces covered, for the side, you're just going to go ahead and match up where you cut. It matches up literally perfectly. And then you just use the Mod Podge to put it in there. Then for the inside, because you probably will be able to see the inside, I'm going to go ahead and paint it white. This is Snow White from Apple Barrel, and all I'm doing is just doing one coat. It's not thick, not thin. It's just right in between on the inside of that box. I ended up also painting the bottom as well as the bottoms of the plastic eggs, and then wrapping twine on the top because you can see the ridges for where that the egg goes inside the other one. And then I went ahead and glued it to the bottom. I thought they would stand up, but obviously you could tell they didn't. So I went ahead and decided to cut out the a hole so that I can have these Jenga blocks fit. I have so many Jenga blocks left over, or tumbling tower pieces left over. So I thought, hey, why not have it stand up this way? Probably could have done it a different way where they were flat and not sitting like this, but this is what I thought of. Went ahead and just glued them into that hole, and put a lot of glue into the places where it was more holes in it, I guess you would say, so that way you wouldn't see inside of the egg. So yeah. Then to get a more clean finish, I'm going to go ahead and sand off the top of the paper so that way you can't tell it's paper. And then I just went ahead and painted the Jenga blocks white. And yeah, that's about it for that. Go ahead and put any kind of florals you want in it. What I did to stuff it, instead of using floral foam, I had this leftover like craft paper, or it was in a package that I had that was sent to me. It's like filler paper, pretty much. All I did was filled it into this box, and yeah, then I put some florals on top. But you can see how the stand actually stands up now with those tumbling tower pieces. So yeah, so you can either leave the roses in as is like this, or you can put some greenery in, which is what I did. And I really like how it turned out. For the next DIY, this is going to be a Dollar Tree DIY, and I am using this floral wire as well as a dowel and some beads. Now, I got these beads off of Amazon. I did not get them from Dollar Tree, but you can very well use Dollar Tree beads and paint them any color you want. I'm going to leave them this natural wood color. What I'm going to do so that they don't fall off the end of the wire is go ahead and twist it in a circle so that way they stay on. Now, the beads that I got from Amazon are I got 4 different sizes, but I only have 3 sizes left, I think. So I'm using all 3 sizes on this, and I did 20 of the larger beads, 10 of the smaller ones, or 15 of the smaller ones, and 10 of the other ones. Basically, all I did was made sure that they were even on both sides, so they kind of go large to small in the middle. That's kind of the look I was going for. Then I took the floral wire on the end and wrapped it around that dowel on both ends. Then I hot glued it down. When I actually reviewed this and looked at it, it's the bead length is too long. So I had these bamboo sticks that I got from Dollar Tree, and decided to go ahead and put that on that because this dowel is too small. I should have did a less amount of beads. So I went ahead and cut off the pointer part with just some scissors. I squirted a bunch and then put those beads onto that large bamboo skewer. Next, I'm going to take this yarn, this white yarn that I got from Dollar Tree, measure out the length of the yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it so it goes past those beads, so that way I can cut it once I'm done. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and continue cutting down that yarn with the measurement of the first piece that I made. And I'm not really sure how many pieces I cut, to be perfectly honest. I just did a whole bunch until I was satisfied with the fullness of this project. Everybody tells me it looks like a dream catcher, so yeah, that's what I'm going for, this dream catcher. Next, I went ahead and placed them down on the back of the skewer, then just hot glued them down. I just did 1 dab of hot glue for each string. Then I made a bunch of yarn tassels, just regular how you make the tassel, but I wrapped mine up with twine instead of the yarn itself. Then I'm using this agave paint, watering it down a bit, and then I'm going to color the yarn tassels. So I just dip it in there a bunch of times, swirl it around, and then I'm going to wring it out. My hand's in the way, so you can't really see me wringing it out, but you know how to wring out, like you wring out a mop. That's kind of what I did to get this really pretty, like ombre, bluish, greenish color. I really, really like it. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and place them down to where I want them to hang off of my rod. Went ahead and just put a small dab of glue on the back of the tassel to hang from some twine, and then tied the twine on the top of the tassel where I wanted it to hang. Easy peasy. Next, I took some greenery that I got from Target. It was on sale, was 70% off. So it ended up costing me only like 60 cents. I took it apart and then I just placed it on the rod the way I wanted, glued it down, and then put a pink rose in the middle. And I love this. It's so cute, so pretty. For the next and final DIY, I am using these 2 summer signs from Dollar Tree and that crystal chalk paint again. First, I glue the signs together on the back side, or the front side because I'm using the back side. And I also place some craft sticks down to hold it in place as well. Then to cover up the holes and the separation, or where I put them together, I use some lightweight like spackle stuff that I got from Dollar Tree, and I really like this. I probably could get maybe something that doesn't feel as foamy, but I like it. It works for me. Once that dries, I just go ahead and paint my sign. I just give it 1 coat. I don't give it 2 coats, because what I'm going to do next is go ahead and streak on some Snow White acrylic paint. So my chalk paint is still wet, and I am just going to go ahead and streak that on there. I really love how this looks, and I just kept going until I was satisfied with the look of it. I had another yarn tassel left over from the previous craft, so I went ahead and used that, and then I put some beads on the string that was attached to it. I wanted to make a bead tassel. I see these a lot on Pinterest, and they're really like on trend right now, so I wanted to make my own. It was trial and error because I've seen them, but I haven't seen anybody make them. So I just kind of went, on my own, and there's no rhyme or reason to the size beads that I'm using. I just kind of put them all on there. Next, I'm using another paper from that pack that I got from Walmart. I really love this because of the arrows, and it's super like tribal and whimsical. I absolutely love it. I cut it down. Basically, it's the size of a ruler. So like the width of a ruler, and then I just cut that down with my X-Acto knife, and then arrange it on my sign the way I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that down with some Mod Podge on the top, underneath it and on top of it, so that way it stays in place. Some of the pieces are overlapping, which is totally fine because it kind of matches and goes with each of the arrows, but I just made sure it looked good the way that I had it placed down. I'm going to go ahead and put this wall sign decor, whatever it's called. It's like a adhesive sticker I got from Dollar Tree. I've had it for a very long time. It says, "Let your dreams take flight." Put that on the way that I like. Went ahead and took that bead tassel, finally figured out how to finish it up, made like a little circle, and then added more beads on the tail of that tassel, and then attached my yarn tassel to it, if that makes sense. Then I just figured out where I wanted it, glued it down, got some greenery. This is some glitter boxwood sprigs that I have, and then just glued that down to the top corner because it was a void space. And I love how this came out. It is so pretty. I love all of these DIYs. This definitely took me out my comfort zone, but I love how it all turned out. All right, dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to go and watch the other girls' videos. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.